Hey friends, I just wanted to jump on live today and really talk about the F word. That big fat F word that nobody talks about, that is literally the number one thing that is keeping you playing small and keeping you away from the life of your dreams. And that F word, friends, is fear. Fear, okay? It's the number one thing. And when I look back at my journey, and I used to be in corporate America a couple years ago, making six figures, going to work day after day, dreading that Monday morning, dreading the routine, dreading the work, dreading just knowing that I couldn't go pick up my kids on time, knowing that I was helping people at work, but there's gotta be a different way. There's gotta be a way where I'm not working 60, 80 hours a week and serving people, but I wanna do it on my terms. And for years, I can't tell you how long I stayed in my jobs, knowing that there was a possibility of something else, but that fear was the number one thing that kept me in there playing safe, okay? And there's a word that Tony Robbins uses, and it's certainty. Certainty, knowing that feeling of I know this, right? Like that certainty of, yeah, I can predict that paycheck. I can predict that job. I can predict that security. And that certainty, knowing what is certain, kept me in my jobs for a long time. And interestingly enough, I've worked with a lot of executives and corporate leaders, and they tell me they have the same angst. They have the same angst. And most people walk into a job and they're like, oh, I'm going to start this out, right? Think of the path that you're supposed to take. High school, college, pick a major, go out there, get a job, et cetera, et cetera. And then you start a job and you're like, I'm going to do this for a couple of years. 10, 15, 20 years later, you're still in the same job or longer. And I've worked with corporate executives that have literally told me exactly the same thing, that they came into that position, they came into that corporation expecting to be there, for a couple of years, and then 20, 30, 40 years later, they're still there. And now they're working harder than ever. Yes, they're making money, but they can't ever walk away from their job. They take their job, their job home. They take their job on the weekends. They take their work everywhere they go. There is no freedom of time. There is no freedom to just be themselves because they're constantly married to work. And as they rose up that corporate ladder, that feeling stuck in that job, that feeling just got worse. And that fear of what the hell am I going to do out there? You guys relate to this, okay? And I had that same angst. I was making six figures at my job. And a few times I thought about leaving. Actually, I'll be completely honest, for 19 years. 19 years. I desired to work on my own. 19 years, I wanted that laptop lifestyle. I wanted to be able to go hang out and just have that laptop, be able to check in a few hours a week, go out there, live my purpose, give value, and have flexibility and freedom. And as time progressed, my last job, I was working from home, and you know what that meant? I was working at night. I was working on the evening. I was checking email before I started working, and the list goes on. And what's interesting enough, friends, is that fear of failure is the same driver that keeps corporate executives stuck in the job, and it keeps everyone else that's transitioning from a W-2, a 9-to-5, and doing part-time business. It's the same fear. And let's talk about that fear. It's time to overcome that, okay? And then when I was looking at becoming a coach, someone told me, coaching means to sell. And I was baffled. I was so turned off. I literally was like, I can't do it. I can't do it. It's so sleazy to be a salesperson. I can't do it. And I literally took my hopes and dreams and I put them in the back burner for a long time. And today, I'm so grateful. I've been able to change that. What is the identity? What is it that you're holding on to that isn't serving you anymore? What are the beliefs that you have to let go of? And if you feel like you can be an entrepreneur without having to sell, I hate to break it to you, can't do it. Okay, can't do it. Do you want to be the top 5 entrepreneurs that are consistently making over $100,000 a year? Or do you want to be the 95% that are playing small and aren't tapping into their full potential? And when I started working on the identity piece, and what does it mean to be Karishma? What does it mean to serve in the highest level? What skills do I need so I can transform all the lives that I'm meant to serve at the highest level? And guess what? Selling was a big part of them. And as a result of me being able to be congruent with selling, I've actually held sales mindset and strategy courses in 2020, and I've been able to help many real estate investors and other clients be able to get out there and start selling and start making money and start tapping into critical skills that they need to be successful in their business. So what fear are you holding on to? What fear are you so ready to let go of? And you're like, man, if I could just let go of this, I would be so successful in my business. Is that fear of failure that comes from leaving the 9 to 5? Is it a fear of rejection, of getting in front of strangers and selling your service? I've had all of those, friends. I've had all of those. And being aligned with that, just coming up with a new identity of what it means. When I think of that level 10 persona of Karishma, what skills, what attributes, what qualities does she need in order to be successful? And I'm going to be coaching a lot of this in the next few weeks, okay? Living on purpose, living life on purpose, okay? And stepping into the most powerful, authentic, successful version of yourself, because isn't it time? It's 2021, okay? And I believe all of us stepped into 2021. We're like, this year is going to be different. This year is going to be different. The year of COVID is over. 2020 is over. It's time to work on who we are. And it's time to just step into the raw awesomeness that we are and ready to step into our fullest potential. So if you're curious what this looks like, if you're curious about all the stuff I've talked about, if this resonates with you, I just want you to drop into comments below. Engage with me. I'd love to serve you. I'd love to engage with you. I'd love to connect with you and just see what fears have kept you playing small or kept you playing small previously for many years. And what fear, what are you ready to let go of? What belief, what identity do you need to embrace to unleash that powerful version of yourself this year? Drop it in below. I'd love to have a conversation and let's connect, all right? Have a beautiful Sunday and I'll talk to you guys soon.